So here's our bug character who we were working on before, and now we're going to start the rigging phase. So we need to prepare the space to do some rigging in it. So I'm going to change from the modelling shelf to the rigging shelf, sorry, modelling menu to the rigging shelf. So rigging menu, rigging shelf. I need to clean the scene out. So we've got this layer over here with these images on. I don't need those. I'm going to select those three and delete them. And I'm going to delete layer because we don't need it. We might need some layers, but we don't need that. Right, directional light, we don't need that. These are polycube 1, so that is left eye, polycube 2 is right eye. This one here is obviously sword. And that one there is bug bag. There we go. Cool. Okay, so we've kind of tied it up. We haven't got anything extra. That's 0. Ooh, we've got some history there, so poly modeling, delete history, transforms. He's good. He's good. He's good. Cool. So all clean and tidy in the channel box. Everything labelled down here. So we're good to go. Now to do this, I just want the body and the eyes. I don't want the other bits. So sword, and then control bug bag nose. I'm going to go display, hide selection. That gets them out of the way. Also, I want to be able to kind of see him, but I want to be able to see where his geometry is. So I'm going to shading and go wireframe on shaded, so I can see those bits, which is good. And I'm going to want to be able to see the joints through the mesh. So I'm going to go shading, X-ray joints. Now that means I'll be able to see the joints through the mesh. So let's have a look at that. So I'm going to go create volume primitives, cylinder, there it is. Let's just make him 8, make him a height of 8, make him a radius of 0.5, subdivisions height 8, and I'm going to rotate him on the Z axis 90 degrees. There we go. Let's move him forward. W over it, mate. Right. Okay. So where is he in the front view? Right, he's on the floor plane, which is handy. So in the top view here. Right, I'm going to go here. This is my joint tool. And this is how it works. The joints appear as a chain. So I'm just left clicking on the grid. Well, down the middle of the cylinder is what I'm doing. So let's see, if I come out here, now X-ray joints means I can see the joint chain down the middle there. Oops, delete. There's my joint chain, and it's finished by me hitting return. Now, at the moment, if I move one joint, they all move. If I pick one down the chain, everything down the chain, so each one is parented to the last. And all the triangle thing is a description of the connection between the joints, which is all well and good. And so if I get that one and go E, and I rotate it, it's like that. So all you've got to think about is the finger bone is joined to the wrist joint, wrist joint is connected to the elbow joint. The elbow joint is connected to the shoulder joint, you know, basically there's a song. If you select the joints and shift select the mesh and go skin, find skin, the joints will then make the mesh follow it, and it looks a bit chunky until you do 3, and then you get this nice soft fall off as it works out what's going on. So normally when we animate, we don't animate on the joints themselves, we animate on controllers because the joints are inside the body, and we want to have things on the outside of the body that allows us to change the direction of the limbs and the various bits and pieces like that. But you get the idea. That is what we're going to do with that. So obviously this is okay for a worm or a snake, but for a body it's got to behave like a human. So its legs, you're going to have finger bones, you're going to have toe joints, you're going to have bits and pieces. So it fakes up a proper skeleton. And so we're going to put some joints in particular orders to make them behave in particular ways, so we can make the guy behave like a human or a humanoid bug or whatever it is we're doing. So on that note, we're going to go in the side view, hit F, and we're going to make joints. So I'm going to start back here. Bum joint. Well, it's actually what's known as the root. The root doesn't have anything following it around. It's just the top of the hierarchy for the whole skeleton. So I'm going to go there, and then I'm going to go up the spine. So from there, that's going to be spine 1, and then I'm going to go chest, neck, head, top of the head. So you can put loads more joints in the spine if you want to, because that could come in handy. It's not essential. He's got quite a chunky torso, so moving from the waist and then moving from the chest is probably enough. So we're going to do that. Okay, and then the leg goes a little bit like this. Go back to the joint chain. We're going to go hip is there, knee is there, ankle is about here, toe joint is about here, toe end is there, but we also need a heel joint. So I'm going to go back to the joint chain, I'm going to go here, hit return. Now obviously that one sits by itself, but I can get that guy, shift select that guy and hit P. See, now we've got a triangle going back, so that's the heel joint. And I've connected it in. Now, making the legs, they've appeared in the middle there. And so, really, they need to be over here. Now, we don't want to connect to the root joint, because the root joint is just where the hierarchy ends. So what we need a pelvis joint. I'm going to come here and make another one. I'm going to click out there and bring it in and put it in the middle where the pelvis would rotate from. So there, okay. I hit return to finish the chain. Shift select the root joint and go P. So now you can see, I get the root joint there. That's not right. There you can see that you've got a triangle going down to the hips and a triangle going up to the spine, and that's what we want. This guy is now out here. He needs to go and join back to the pelvis. So I'm going to select the hip, shift select pelvis and go P. Now we want to copy the leg, but really what we need to do is have everything named up, because we want to have everything named and then we want Maya to rename everything for us. So here, if I unclick that, you can see it starts to open that. If I go Control Shift and then click on it, it'll open the entire hierarchy, which is handy. So joint 1, that guy there, that is the root joint. So I'm going to call that root J. So this is, I'm going to go spine 1, do it that way. I'm going to call this spine 2. This one is going to be called neck joint, so I'm going to go neck J. I do wonder whether these ones ought to have a J at the end of them. Spine. Come on. Oh, 2 spaces in there. know the joints. That one. On joint 5 is head J. Joint 6 is head end J. There we go, cool. Okay, joint 13 is the pelvis. So, pelvis J. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So, whatever you call things, we can mirror joints, and one of the features of the mirroring thing is if it's called one thing, do you want to change that word for something else? So I can go left. You need to do it, I think it's case sensitive, so left hip joint J. Okay. Left KN G J not G. Left ankle J. I'm going to put J's in there because we've got controllers as well, so they're going to have CT or L and whatever. So it's just to so you know the difference between a joint and a controller. So that's left toe J. This is left toe and J. And that one is left heel J. Okay, that's cool. So we can go to left hip there. Let's have a look at it in this view. So we're here. That's that. And we're going to go skeleton, mirror joints, and we're going to go from left, search for left, replace with right. Now, mirror axis, it's that one, and so that is Z comes forward and Y goes up, so it's YZ. Okay, apply. There we go. So now, if we go over here and have a look, let's go Control Shift, click on there. You can see right hip, right knee, right ankle, right toe joint. Da, da, da. So we got it all, and they've renamed it all, which is lovely. So that's cool. So now we're gonna have to do the arm. So the arm starts with a clavicle joint there, so we can shrug. So clavicle, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then go down to the fingers. So I'm going to do that in the top view. So if we go to the joint chain tool, I'm going to go there. I'm going clavicles roughly there. Shoulder is roughly there. Elbow is roughly there. Wrist is roughly there. This is where it gets more difficult. So I'm going to go straight down the middle here. Da, 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 da. That joint there. That joint there. And one at the end. Return. Okay, so those ones are huge. So if I go the radius 0.5, not radius 1.1. This one. 0.2. 2. 2. And I'm going to go select hierarchy. So a lot of that is to do with the actual joint tool itself. If I go to the joint tool, it will go joint settings, tool settings. Short bone length is short bone radius is 0.5. 0.2. There we go. Woohoo! So there we go. That one. That one. That one. Jump. And then that one. thump. And then one back here is the first thumb joint. So there, that one, that one. There we go, cool. And so obviously this middle one is connected back to the wrist, but what I need to do is get that one, shift that one, go P, and that one, shift that one, go P, get this one, shift that one, and go P, and then all parented back now to that wrist joint, which is still a bit big. Make that a little bit smaller. Smaller than that, 0.3. There we go, cool. Now, as we looked at before, if I go W and I kind of go, oh, that's not quite in the right place, you can see everything else moves, but we've nicely arranged everything. If I hit D, that allows me to move that joint independently, and I can kind of go, oh, well, the wrist really wants to be about there. And that, now we can go in. And if any of these joints, I can go that, this one, go D. As long as I'm picking that yellow box in the middle, we can go and make sure they're definitely on the middle line of the digits. So we can go and be a little bit more delicate. Make sure they're definitely sitting on the knuckles or on the ends there. I think that's the centre of the joint. That one's pretty good. Let's be on that middle line there. Seeing this by, oops, let's rotate it. Make sure they go down the middle. Now, if you have realigned joints, you can get them to look down the joint chain properly. In fact, let's do the thumb first. U, D. It's not far off. Quite sure what I'm doing. Let's build that some line there. Deep, right. Yeah, if you want to make sure the axis of the joint faces down the chain, we can get them to jump back into their alignment and look down to the joint below by going skeleton, orient joints. Don't orient joints to the world and go apply, and then just nudge around down the chain, and then the end one, if you want them to face off properly off the end of the joint, you can go orient to the world, click that one and just do the end ones like that. It's not a hugely important thing, but it can become. Right, it's not important for this guy. Right, because I made it from above, it's appeared on the floor, so I'm going to pull it up until it fits in the middle of the arm. So if I do him here, and then the reason that we made the arm absolutely flat is so that these guys run straight down the middle. And the only thing that might be slightly out is these guys here. I could get those finger joints there. And you, is that one of them? There's one of them. There you go, just nudge them up. How's the thumb looking? And that thumb joint. They'll pretty much do that with them. Make sure they're sitting in the middle. Okay. So this guy, go here, Control Shift. Joint 1 is J, left shoulder, J, left elbow, J, left wrist, J. There we go. Joint 5. Okay, so naming conventions. So he's got 3 fingers. So pinky, middle, and index. I think because we're missing the ring finger. I think mainly because if you take one finger away, you're unlikely to keep the ring finger and lose the pinky finger. I don't know. It's just one of those things. So that's index. So that's left index. So if I do J1, that's an exclamation mark, J1. If I come in here and I get that, copy, and go there and go paste, 2, paste, 3, and paste. If you don't know, that's Control V, is paste. So if I go here and go, bleh. So that is pinky, no, left. Let's take out index, not left. Pinky, 1. Copy that. Paste 2, paste 3, paste, and oh, did I put 4 at the top, didn't I? Yeah, it's not 4. 4. It's end. That's an end joint. So paste. That's. Oh, I called those index. That's middle, isn't it? These are index. Ah, plonker. Try and make the wings. Pinkies are right. This one is index. I always seem to do that. So these are index. Paste 3. Paste end. This one is on index, it's a thumb. Thumb joint 1. Copy. Paste. 2. Paste 3. Paste. And the main reason that we're doing this is because you can see how this thing is starting to develop here. If you don't name them when you're trying to work with them later, it will drive you up the wall because you kind of go, joint 54, what the hell's that? And so finding them is important to be able to know what they're called so you can just locate them, especially when you're doing skin weighting and stuff like that, which is complicated and comes later. So that geezer, shift that geezer there and go P. So that is now connected in to the chest because your shoulder, your clavicle follows your chest, your shoulder follows your clavicle. Okay, get that on there and go skeleton, mirror joints, left to right, YZ, apply, and then all of a sudden, that's it. That's the skeleton finished. So you might need Oh, we could do ear joints, can't we? Shall we do an ear joint? Let's do an ear joint. Here's me going, it's finished. You know, you can put eye joints in if you want to do that. You could even put horn joints in if you want to have wiggly horns. But you know, I'm going to go there, do that. And then up here I'm going to see, where are they? They would be in the middle of here. Go that way up. A little bit further back. Okay. That one D. I imagine that one would have moved by itself anyway. There we go. So that one is left. Here, joint. This one is left. Here. And so, you know, all I'm suggesting by doing that is that depending on your character and its design, you can put as many or as few joints in as you want. I'm going to get that one and then that one and get hit P, and that connects it into the head joint. And with that selected, I'm going to go apply that, and then it'll copy it over to the other side, and it will call it right ear joint. There you go. So that will close it all up. Control Shift will open it all up, and look at that. So that's why you name it, because otherwise you wouldn't know that that's pelvis or this is right pinky joint 3. You know, and it allows you to locate them and move to them with aplomb, because you know what everything is. But you know, skeletons are complicated. You know, real people have got 200 and something joints in them. For this guy, we've got 40 odd. Alright, can we count them? How many have we got selected? Root joint, there we go. And that's his entire skeleton. And so that's where we finish for this one, because the next one's going to be sticking controllers in. So that is a named skeleton, all in, ready to rock, and it all sits underneath the root joint, which is there, which is lovely. So see you on the next one. Oh, before you do anything else, go File, Save Scene As, Bug Stage 9, Joints in, save iteratively. Look, at any point I can go back to any stage and kind of go, oh god, I wish I'd done that, or I've got a corrupt bit, so I need to go back and save myself. So loads of different stages, really, really important. Bug stage 9, joints in, save as. Cool. See you in a minute.